Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Decision Hour. I'm Adam, and with me, as always, Patty.
Adam.
What's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. And I'm excited. That's probably the wrong word to use, but why don't you tell everybody what our topic for today is?
Guilty pleasures. It's Adam's idea.
Yeah. How are you going to point the finger at me? The title. Okay, so when you hear guilty pleasures, where does your mind go?
And so the next question is, when you hear that,
someone's guilty.
So Adam's like, yeah, we're going to do a show on guilty pleasures. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, I don't know about that. And he's like, what are you talking about? So tell them what you were talking about.
I was thinking of like food.
Yeah.
Like, pizza, Twinkies, like all this stuff that you're not supposed to eat. And Patty's sitting here like trying to be all innocent, like, oh, is that's what you're talking about? And I'm just like, whoa, wait a minute, where what were you thinking of?
I don't know.
Strip club, cat house, whatever.
I didn't say that. I just laughed.
You didn't. Sometimes you don't have to say anything.
Sometimes you say it all. Oh, man.
Sometimes just your silence says everything. Or your laugh. Sometimes your laugh says it all. Oh, my God.
So I mean, tell us, like, what are some of your guilty pleasures in food?
There's so many, because as everybody knows, and you've called me out on this before in past shows, I like to eat a lot. So, usually, but I'm usually pretty good. But every now and then I'll have like a cheat day or whatever. And I would say kind of like, Twinkies, like the Hostess Twinkies, there for the longest time were a guilty pleasure. Raisin, like chocolate covered raisins, like if I go to the movies or whatnot, that's another kind of guilty pleasure. I'm trying to think of like what
chocolate covered raisins.
Yeah.
That just reminds me of, like, my grandma used to make cookies sometimes, and she would make oatmeal cookies, and she would put chocolate chips in them for me. But one time I was so excited. I was at her house, and I went to grab a oatmeal cookie, and it had raisins in it.
Yep. Yeah. No, I like oatmeal, homemade, like when grandma used to. She doesn't make them anymore, but my grandma used to make the oatmeal cookies with raisins and stuff in it. God, I don't know why I can't think of what like some of the guilty pleasures are now, but it's like,
I think everything for you,
like chips and salsa, stuff like, I'm not a big candy eater. You know what I mean? I'll every now and then indulge in like a little chocolate with some like caramel in the middle. I like, like something like that.
Peppermint patties.
Yeah, I'll do that sometimes, like over the Christmas holidays and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like mint chocolate stuff.
Yeah, me too. Like mint chocolate chip ice cream and stuff like that. I love all that stuff. But yeah, I chips and dip, like any type, like, and not like the pre-mixed like dip. I'm talking like you get like the French onion soup, and then you mix it with like sour cream, and you mix it yourself. That and like some chips, like at a party.
Yeah, for Super Bowl, I totally cheated. I went to Publix and I bought a whole bunch of their buffalo dip that was already made, so I didn't have to make it. But I guess it was a success because I sent it to a Super Bowl party and everybody ate it. So
I make a homemade beer cheese dip that I'll actually use for like a cheese soup. Totally fattening. Not something I recommend people eating like on a weekly basis, but it's really good. So I make beer brats like during football season on like Sundays. I like eating brats. so I'll boil them in beer for like 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, right? And then I'll put them on the grill just to get a little char on them.
Hmm.
And then the leftover beer that I was soaking them in, I'll add a block of cream cheese, 2 cans of cheese soup, and like copious amounts of shredded extra sharp cheddar. And then you mix that to let it, melt down really good. And then you cool it so it thickens. And then that's like your dip for your chips. I drench my brats in it.
Oh my goodness.
And then you have all this stuff left over, and you're like, well, man, that was so good. I can't let that go to waste. So then I'll like boil up some potatoes or something, chop up some potatoes and some chicken or some steak or whatever, and I'll make like a soup dish out of it with like potatoes and chicken or steak in it.
Wow. I thought for sure that you were going to say that after you boiled the brats, you take the beer and just drink it.
No.
I was like, no, don't say that.
No.
Please don't say that.
No, those are my I don't want to say bad guilty pleasures because they're so good. But
where were we in Miami? They had that ice cream shop. Oh man, that place was awesome. Now, I do like mint chocolate chip ice cream with a waffle cone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's a good one. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, like when this comes out, when people are listening to this, what their guilty pleasures are, or when you say guilty pleasures, where's the first thing they go to? But there's other different types of guilty pleasures. Some people, like for me, it's food, right?
Not for me. Like food's not my thing. Like my guilty pleasure is I like going to get my nails done.
There we go.
Like,
okay.
I like sitting in my hot tub. I love going to get a massage. I like getting my hair done. Those are my guilty pleasures.
How often do you go do those things?
I kind of alternate weeks. So, like 2 weeks ago, I went and I had my hair done, and I don't have to have that done for another month and a half or whatever, as my hair grows out. Or my nails, I don't have to go have those done every week. I can get those done every other week. And heck, a massage, I'd have one every day if I could.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I try to do something at least once a week. And then in the hot tub, I mean, I'll try to do that a couple times a week if I can, if I am not too tired.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, that's when I like to get in the hot tub, is at nighttime.
Just to like cool off and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well,
helps you relax.
It does. Like I'll like after my day is over, kind of, I'll go get in the hot tub for a while, and then I'll take a shower, and then I'll go to bed. So just kind of relaxes me. And yeah.
I think another like non-food related guilty pleasures, I like going to the gym. And that's kind of my, like when I get there, like sometimes it's hard for me to get there, but then when I'm there, it's like I'm a whole different person. I'm in another zone, just completely. I block everything that's going on around me, and it's just like me. And depending on what type of workout I'm trying to do, usually it's like I'll try to go heavyweight just to hurt myself or something. I try to push that boundary. And then like I've been really good the last several months at really starting to do cardio. And I was in Arizona recently, and I went to the gym, and I did a straight hour of just straight cardio. I was on the treadmill for a half hour walking, and then I was on the bike for 30 minutes. And that was like probably the first time in years that I've actually done like a full hour of just nothing but cardio.
That's good. You know what I love is I have an app on my phone. It's a walking app. So usually in the evening when I get out for a walk, I do like this app. It tracks like where you walk. And so I always try to like make the pattern different on the map, or walk more than I did the last time. Or so as weird as it sounds, that's kind of like a little guilty pleasure, because I like watching that map move. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it. It's showing me, at least when I'm finished, I can go back and look and see what I did.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of
Nice.
goofy, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, Harry Potter shows. I like watching those once in a
Is
while.
that a guilty
It is
pleasure? Yeah.
kind of. I mean, like a little bit. I like it. I mean, I don't watch it all the time, but I was just sitting here looking at my wall, and I have some pictures hanging up, and I have like a ticket to London Hogwarts on my wall. So I was like, yeah, I guess like one of my guilty pleasures is, go to Universal Studio where all the Harry Potter stuff is. That's fun.
Do you watch Netflix? Do you have Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
So like I started
Yeah.
like I'm not a big TV guy at all because I'm constantly just working, right?
Yeah.
But I found that you gotta make time for yourself. So I when I discovered Netflix, there was a series on I think it's Hell on Wheels. I think it is. That's one, and then Meat Eater, which is a hunting show, is another one. I am like hooked on both of those shows now, and so I think I try to set a timer when I sit down for like no more than an hour because most of those episodes are like 45 minutes long. So I try to set a timer. So when the timer goes off, I have to shut the TV off to remember to like get up and like, hey, I got other shit I need to do. I can't be sitting here all day because when I got back from Arizona a little while ago, I sat down. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna relax for. Next thing, like 3 hours went by. I went through like 4 episodes, and I was just like, oh my god, I haven't done anything today. I gotta. And I'm like, at first, I was just like surprised, and I was like, man, I don't even care right now. I was like, because those were awesome episodes. Like I was like, you know what I mean? So I would have to say like Netflix would be a guilty pleasure that I have to put myself on a timer.
That is super funny. I think that we need to do a show about our favorite Netflix shows because I definitely binge watch some of those things.
Yeah, it's like I could see why people get like, oh, did you see this on Netflix? I was like, no, I don't watch Netflix. I don't want, I'm not in front of the TV very often at all. And now I see why. Because like when people talking about it, I was like, oh my god, this is addicting. Like you can just sit here and like pop me a big old thing of popcorn. Like I'm gonna binge watch season 1 through 4 right now. You know what I mean? Like it can't be done. Yes, it can. So and so yeah, I would say that's probably another guilty pleasure of mine.
I love going to the beach. I just haven't been in a long time, but I used to love going. I was going for a while, like a lot. I definitely need to get back out there, but definitely need to wear sunscreen in Florida. Oh my goodness. That's another topic too. I started looking old when I was getting in the sun too much, so I had to like cut back.
You gotta be careful too. That's a guilty pleasure for some people is like being out and sun tanning and stuff like that. You gotta be careful nowadays.
Nowadays, okay, pops.
I mean nowadays you gotta be careful. Like my dad, when he's out in the sun, he's gotta cover up everything because he had skin cancer at one time and doesn't want to come back and stuff. So now he's gotta go get checked every now and then. So you gotta be careful with that stuff. That's one of those guilty pleasures where it could be dangerous.
You know what? And two, think about it. Every guilty pleasure you can have too much of. So you need to be careful of that too, right?
Yeah, well, that's...
Especially, I mean, the food, oh my word. I mean, I don't know if I can get too many hot tubs.
I think there's guilty pleasures that we haven't discussed that people are just like...
They're waiting for it. They're waiting for the bomb.
When are they going to talk about it? What are you guys thinking of? Version. Yeah, this is the clean version of guilty pleasures. This is
the night version comes out later.
The red light special is another episode. And you got to be careful with that stuff too.
You definitely have to, Adam, because
sometimes penicillin doesn't cure everything. Yep. So
I mean, have you experienced that?
No. No.
Adam's on a series of antibiotics right now.
Yeah. Doc said in about a month that rash should go away. No. Oh God.
Ugh.
That is that's not a guilty. There's nothing pleasurable about that. You're guilty, but there's no pleasure behind it. So anyway, that's what. That's sorry.
I don't even know. Like, where do we go in the show from here?
I don't know. We're getting close to time anyway, so it's probably a good thing. I don't want the guilty pleasures to go south. So
everybody just write in the comments below, what are some of your favorite things? Because I don't know. If we put guilty pleasures and we have a bunch of military, because we have a lot of military following.
Yeah.
This is going to get crazy.
You know what? Put them down. Guilty pleasures. What are they? Write them in the comments. We want to see what your guilty pleasures are.
Adam does. He came up with this topic.
And I saw it on the, they're like, oh, I said, show topics, guilty pleasures. I was like, well, that'd be a good topic. It'd probably get some people engaged that want to talk about, like, oh my God, I like this or I like that. And I'm like, whoa.
Chocolate covered cherries. Those are one of my favorite.
Or blueberries, very high in antioxidants.
Blueberries?
Yeah, chocolate covered blueberries.
Ooh, I don't know. No, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had those.
They're good. They sell them at the store.
Huh. Wow.
Guilty pleasures, folks. That's what we're talking about. We want to hear from you. Leave a comment below on our Facebook page. Let us know what your guilty pleasures are.
Yes.
Try to keep it clean.
Why? No, don't. It'll be more exciting.
Yeah.
You hear about all these people going to Facebook jail. Now we're going to know why.
Yeah. Yeah. Who can leave the... Oh, no, never mind. I'm not even going to say that because we'll end up in Facebook jail. What happened to the Decision Hour Facebook page? Somebody left a comment of their guilty pleasure. Turns out we were guilty. Well, whatever. Anyway, guilty pleasures, folks. So make sure you follow us on Facebook if you're not doing so already. Leave us a comment there what your guilty pleasures are. Patty, you got anything else for guilty pleasures that you want to share?
No.
All right, then that's it.
Keep it PG.
That's all the time that we have. Make sure you go check out our network page over at Heroes Media Group. We got some new shows coming up. If you want to be part of the HMG family, simply go to www.heroesmediagroup.com. Send them an email and let them know that you're interested. Somebody will reach out to you. And that's it. Follow us. Facebook.com/the Decision Hour. And I don't know where I was going with anything else, but that's really it. Patty, nothing else? Closing words?
Everybody have an awesome, whatever it is, where you're listening, day, night, weekend, weekday.
Great.
Existence.
All right. Well, folks, that's it. For Patty, I'm Adam. You've been listening to The Decision Hour.